Hello everyone and welcome to yet another episode in the series of things you may have missed in The Witcher 3. After all the videos I made about Geralt and Yennefer's wedding, I thought it's only fair to show some love to our dear darling Triss as well.
What I want.
I've already had one episode about her, but since then, new details have come to light and I have to address them. So let us go over another 5 things you may have missed about Triss Merigold.
Lakba? It makes no sense.
Before we begin though, this video is brought to you by me, so allow me to plug my Witcher Details playlist, which should have nearly 100 videos by this point, maybe a little less, so if you haven't seen any of them, feel free to do so whenever you can, the link to it is down in the description. And as usual, I can't make a video about Triss without including some massive spoilers, so be warned.
Everything set?
Yes.
Alright, enough lollygagging, let us get into the first small detail you may have missed about Triss. This one can be seen if you decide to finish the main story in Novigrad, aka rescuing Dandelion, before helping Triss and the mages escape. In fact, in previous videos I've already talked about the rare dialogue with Lady Vegelbud in case you complete the Carnal Sins quest before the Masquerade. However, it turns out that not only is there an interesting detail if you do the 2 quests out of order, but there is yet another one if you try doing them at the same time. So the thing you may have missed here is that if you're on the stage of the Carnal Sins, where you have to save Ingrid's mother, and also on the stage of Triss Merigold's quest, where you have to take her to the Vegelbud's ball, there is a unique exchange with Triss when you bring her the masks.
Just masks, right? Probably don't need to wear a doublet, do I?
A doublet, Geralt. And it's not up for discussion. I got a message. The Vegelbuds have postponed the ball. A family emergency, apparently.
Yeah, heard something about that.
Were you able to get everything we need?
We still need it?
Ingrid wrote that she's counting on me. The ball is not cancelled, it's just postponed.
Everything's ready. We can go.
We still have to wait for Ingrid Vegelbud's message.
So she will wait for you here until you're done trying to save Patricia, or Patricia, and you can then proceed with the Masquerade, where you will once again get the rare exchange I mentioned earlier. And by the way, if you've ever wondered whether the guy you see running in the distance is actually Hubert, you know, the serial killer, the answer is no. It's just a generic person, and you can never catch up to them because they vanish in thin air. Alright, moving on to small detail number 2. There are actually 2 things I want to show you here. Both are at the point where you escort Triss out of her crooked house. For the first one, you know how there's a group of witch hunters in front of the place? Well, the encounter with Triss and her landlords goes differently depending on the fate of these witch hunters. Here's how it goes normally, assuming you just walk by and refuse to meddle.
But I paid in advance, the entire month.
You did, but you paid the old price. The risks are greater now, and so should the rewards be.
I'm out of coin.
But you've got something else, dear.
Give us a necklace and get out of here.
And here's what happens if you kill them.
Guardsmen outside Triss's house. Not good. What's going on here?
Fungus in the city. We're scrubbing it clean.
Why are you wincing that mug like you stepped barefoot in dung?
Mind your manners.
Mind her? Be glad we didn't smash your snout, mutt.
Wait, grab him. I'll teach him his place.
Cover your eyes!
Ugly bastard.
He killed him!
Murder! Everyone saw it!
They came for me and for you.
Are you daft? Want to get us killed?
What's the problem?
What? Slaughters a hunter at our doorstep and then asks what the problem is. Ploughing mutant.
We can hide the corpse.
The whole street saw what happened. The guardsmen will come. Turn us in.
Calm down. We've put you at risk, true, but we'll make it up to you.
Give us a necklace and get out of here.
Now the second thing here, and this one is brought to you by a viewer of mine called Shalfaden, and it's a small detail about Triss's landlords. Specifically, that once she leaves the house, they can be found in her room, or rather on her floor, rummaging through her belongings and inspecting her megascope and whatnot. So that's all I had for number 2, moving on to the third detail, which is a curious way for your Triss romance to fail. You know how the quest to save the mages from Novigrad, which is called Now or Never, is actually optional, and normally if you skip it or refuse to do it, you cannot romance Triss. But did you know that if you refuse to help her and then change your mind and meet her at the inn, she will not want to romance you anymore?
Triss, I can't do this. Can't help. Ciri's in danger. I'm sorry.
So am I. Sorry. Shouldn't have said that. I understand. I'm hurt, but I understand. I hope you find her quickly. I hope we'll all meet again someday. And if you change your mind, you'll find me at the Kingfisher. At least for a little while longer. Decided to join us after all. I'm glad.
It doesn't matter if you kissed her earlier or even said that you love her, she will leave for Kovir anyway.
I love you.
Miss Merigold, we're casting off.
One day, I doused myself in fragrances like a whore in a heatwave, put on a pinstripe doublet, they make you look slimmer, you know, and I went to her, told her, Philippa, we've so much in common, and so on. You know what she said?
Pinstripes hadn't slimmed you down enough?
No. She said she preferred women. So I drank myself stupid and went out whoring.
Pinstripes hadn't slimmed you down enough?
No. She said, Geralt, turn around.
Now I find this curious because refusing to help her and then changing your mind is effectively the same as agreeing to help her, but then suggesting that you shouldn't waste any more time trying to find these two friends of hers.
Can't risk everything, everyone, for two people. It's unwise and immoral.
I was afraid you'd say that.
In both of these scenarios, you go straight to the inn, and from there the quest proceeds in the same fashion. However, it turns out that if you agree to help initially, she will stay if you assure her that you love her. But if you disagree, I guess she gets so upset that no matter what you say or do afterwards, she will always leave. Okay, and speaking of the couple of friends you can save along the way, moving on to thing you may have missed, number 4. And I gotta tell you that I've never had as much trouble getting something to happen as I did here. So, did you know that when you rescue her friends, there are actually 4 different cutscenes here? The first variant is where both of them survive, and I think this is the most common.
You alright? Can you walk?
Yes.
I'll not leave here. I'm no fool.
Berthold?
Have you seen what's happening out there? They'll catch us before we can reach the port. Catch us and kill us.
We're going. Now.
Going?
Thanks.
The second is if both of them die. This happens if you let them die somehow during the fight.
We tried. Let's go to the Kingfisher. This time we can't blow it.
The third is if only the woman survives.
No, Berthold!
I'm so sorry, but we have to go.
Without him, I've no reason to.
Geralt, help me.
If you stay, you die. Trust me. That's not what he would want.
Perhaps, but it's what I want. I've had enough hiding, fighting. Without him, there's no point.
You have to come with us.
Yes, I must.
Thanks.
And as you may expect, there is a fourth one as well, which you wouldn't believe how hard it was to record. and this may be different on consoles or earlier versions of the game, but basically, the witch hunters are programmed in such a way to always target the man first, if you're not there. So if you take part in the fight, usually nobody dies because they attack you while you and your allies kill them. And if you decide to run away, Triss kills them on her own, while either only the man or both of them die. Triss, by the way, cannot die here. But obviously I suspected that there should be a unique scene where only the man lives. And so I kept trying, and I must have tried this fight over 30 times with no luck. I tried all sorts of weird tactics, tried it on various difficulties, and eventually I got so frustrated that I stopped recording. I recorded like 1 terabyte of tries, right? And then several attempts later, I somehow managed to do it. So sadly, I can't show you how it happened. And honestly, I'm not even sure exactly what I did. All I remember was that I was trying to tank the witch hunters and position them in such a way that they hit the woman when they swing at me, which is a little tricky to pull off. But it worked, somehow. Luckily, I was able to hit the record button when she died, and what do you know? Such a scene really exists.
Anisse! Anisse!
I'm so sorry, but we have to go.
No, I can't leave her.
Geralt, help me.
If you stay, you die. Trust me. That's not what she would want.
What do you know? Huh? She was a stranger to you.
Yes, but...
Leave me. Leave me alone.
You have to come with us.
Yes, I must.
Thanks.
I'm curious to know if you guys will manage to do it somehow, and perhaps come up with a way that's easily repeatable. Okay, never mind what I just said. I'm making a last-minute edit here because I just didn't want to publish the video without actual footage of how I got the man to survive. So I decided to give it a few more tries before I upload it, and on the 6th or 7th attempt I actually did it. And I was using the same strategy as before, where I tried to get the witch hunters to hit the woman as they're swinging at me. In fact, I almost got it on my 2nd try, I think, but they killed the man immediately afterwards.
I want him alive!
Alive! By the eternal fire!
Anyway, here's how it finally happened.
Well, how long you gonna make me wait?
He killed him!
Anisse! Anisse!
And yeah, that was all for this detail. And before I move on to the final one, let me ask you to give this video a like, if you've enjoyed it so far, and perhaps to subscribe to my channel if you haven't yet done so. Also, let me take a moment to thank my supporters on Patreon and my YouTube members for helping make such videos possible. Okay, let us finally get to number 5. This one is actually just after number 4, chronologically, and it's fairly short too. It may seem kind of obvious, but I only figured it out relatively recently. So it turns out that you can talk to the owners of the house in which Triss's friendly couple is hiding. As soon as you resolve the situation with the witch hunters, and before you leave the house, you're able to talk to them on the 1st floor. The conversation can either take a more peaceful turn or not.
How much they pay you for them?
Please, sir, mercy.
How much? A bushel of grain? A barrel of herrings?
Leave him be. I talked him into calling the guard. They would have found him anyways, then they'd have burned us all.
Get out of here, or you'll burn anyway.
But how's that?
Guardsmen will decide this was an ambush. You know the penalty for that.
But this is our home. We can't just...
Do what you want.
Don't do it.
You have no possible excuse.
Don't kill us.
I'd never dull my blade on the likes of you.
Abba! Abba!
Let's go.
What? What's that frown about?
And with that, I believe I'm done. I hope this video brought some new and curious things to your attention, and if not, Well, at least I hope it was entertaining. Also, let me know if you've seen any of the details I mentioned here, and if you think I should have included anything else. Finally, I am somewhat sad to tell you that I'll be putting The Witcher 3 on a bit of a backseat for the time being. We have Assassin's Creed Valhalla coming, probably tomorrow, depending on when this video goes live. Later on we have the next World of Warcraft expansion, which I may give a try. To be honest, the lore there is going in such a direction that I feel like I don't really care anymore, but we'll see. And of course, assuming that it doesn't get delayed, we've got Cyberpunk. Now when it comes to Assassin's Creed and World of Warcraft, I don't see myself sticking with them for too long, but Cyberpunk may be another story. We'll have to wait and see how it goes, I suppose, but I assure you that whatever happens, I still have more things to talk about and show you in The Witcher 3, so this is definitely not my final video about the game. Alright, thank you very much for watching and for being with me and my Witcher videos throughout the years. And as usual, until the next one, stay tuned and be good.
10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, and that makes an even 100. That is all of it. Initial here, please.